wait no longer. Greatness has arrived. Welcome to the Trophy Room, a PlayStation podcast made by the players for the players. I'm your host, Joseph, and it is here on this very podcast where each and every Thursday, I, myself, Joseph, along with my best friend Kyle, talk about the latest and greatest in all things PlayStation each and every Thursday. So alongside me, as always, the greatest co-host who is, whoever will be, Mr. Kyle Stevenson. How are you, sir?
Where is he? I don't see him.
Where? What? No,
I'm right here.
Hi.
I'm right here. I'm doing great. A little tired. Long day at work, but you know what? We're talking PlayStation, man. We had a big day in PlayStation world yesterday with what? No spoilers. What might be one of my favorite game trailers I've ever seen.
Kyle?
Joe,
Yes.
what it did to me emotionally, we'll get into it, but like it was
Okay, because it's a good
beautiful.
trailer, but hey, listen, before we talk about the state of play and we break it down game by game of what we've seen in that 20 minutes, before we talk about and give you the rundown on The Last of Us Part 2, Call of Duty, controversy, before we talk about any of that, or Borderlands 3, or actually we might talk about that right now. Kyle, what have you been playing, good sir?
That very notion of I don't even know what I'm saying. Borderlands 3 is what I'm playing. Just spending more time playing it. I will say, last time I played it, little bit of fatigue set in, just a little bit.
Like you're like, I'm tired of doing this over and over again.
I'm a little bit. Also, I'm not a huge fan of the planet I'm on right now.
What planet's that?
It's Eden 6.
Oh, you're not a fan of Eden 6.
The forest one. I'm not. There's just I prefer the really cool technological advanced ones that we've gotten so far in this.
Right.
There's just something that just doesn't gel with me. However, we meet a couple of really cool characters on this planet that I love them. It's just there's just something about the environment that's just not really clicking with me.
There is something, I think what part of that level is kind of empty feeling, but the main story that's there, really good. I think that's the best Borderlands writing that they have so far.
For sure.
Yeah.
Especially with the huge celebrity cameo they got to voice in this game. I don't know, are you up to that point?
Yes. I think I know.
Balix?
Yes, that was such a good story.
Yeah,
oh my god, that
great.
level was so good.
Getting the person that they got for that was surprising to me because I don't think I knew that going in.
Oh, really? That was something in the promos. They're like, oh, you have this person.
I was at media blackout. Like, I refused to watch, and so like I was very happy to hear that.
That was one of my favorite, most like well written levels, because if you guys don't know, there's a level where two AIs are going through a breakup.
One's a navigator and one is like a combat UI.
Yep, it's fantastic. I am right about to beat Borderlands 3.
Oh, nice.
They just gave me we're here to finish it. All right. So it's kind of like all right, do whatever you need to do right now. This is it. So instead of going in, I could have beaten it today. I am now doing all the side missions. I'm completing all the things. I want to platinum this game because for me, I'm enjoying the combat portions, the gameplay portions. The weapons are amazing. It is the poor writing of the villains. They don't get better. And there's a part in that story at the end of Eden 6 or during it, that I'm just like, there's something that just happens for the sake of it happening to push the story along. It's something the villains do, and they're not even in the scene with you. It just happened. And I'm just like, what is that? What? It's just, the writing is still all over the place. And the map, oh my God. Thank God I'm not the only one saying this. Map's awful. The map's awful. It's just bad. And now I'm getting to some sluggy UI. So, though the gameplay is really great, and a lot of the writing, again, when it's good, it's great, there are just some things that keep pulling this from being for me, a Game of the Year contender.
For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, still love it, but there's some things I wish were a little bit more fine-tuned and probably a little bit more taken care of. I think they really wanted to hit this year. Like really badly, and I think they could have maybe taken a couple more months. Yeah, like a 2020, early 2020 game would have been fine too.
I think this kind of screams it was a very safe bet, right? This definitely screams Battleborn. We tried something crazy different that failed spectacularly. Let's just do what works right now, and then we'll build upon it later. And so for me, the game's great. I now want to see the end game. Now I'm kind of like, okay, story, I get you, but let me get to the end game stuff.
And
what
honestly, like
about.
In Borderlands lore and the other games, the DLC is where like it kind of really shines for me. Some of my favorite stuff is with that.
Yeah.
And knowing that we're gonna get more DLC for this, I'm kind of excited.
Okay.
For what is in store there, because
I think the universe building is fantastic in this game.
Oh, for sure.
Like when you're doing the Typhon de Leon stuff is some of my favorite exposition in the game, because you're following the first Vault Hunter in all of his adventures.
And it's a very simple thing when it comes to like these open world games where you have to like collect audio logs and stuff. I just love, like, I can just walk away from it and I'll still play.
Yeah.
I don't have to stand there in front of it, which some games make you do that, and I hate it.
Yeah. So again, there's some things that this game nails so right, and then some just so wrong. But hey, we're still playing it. I plan on platting it.
Sure.
So there's that. Kyle, let's get all this Borderlands stuff. We're gonna talk about it later with sales and stuff. Let's talk about what happened this Tuesday.
Yeah.
State of Play. Sony comes out late last week. They get gang. We got a State of Play. Last of Us is the finishing act of this State of Play.
Yep.
Get ready for 20 minutes of just pure PlayStation.
Yep.
We got the hype. We got Neil Druckmann out there tweeting us watches, knives, click,
so great.
clock, click.
So great.
Amazing. It's finally happened. The State of Play. What we're going to do here is play a little game, though. It's called Yay or Nay. We have the list of all the things that came out. We're going to talk about them, and it's just a simple yay or nay. Do we like it? Do we love it? Do we hate it? Kyle, what is the first goober on our State of Play roundup?
I should say all of these are from Push Square.
Yes.
So I won't say that every single time.
Yep.
Humanity is a bizarre new PS4 title from Tetris Effect dev Enhanced Games. Humanity is the latest project from developers THA and Enhanced Games, the studio that brought us the exquisite Tetris Effect. It seems you'll be in control of these masses of people, overcoming all manner of obstacles and fighting off reams of bad guys. There's a PSVR mode too, which should prove to be even more bizarre. Joe?
Yes.
Yay or nay?
Okay. So right off the bat, I gotta give Sony props, because the little GIF that we saw just introducing that there was going to be a State of Play was all these people just running and creating the logo and the time and whatnot.
And they were a little cheeky with it too, Joe. I don't know if you noticed that teaser.
Yeah.
But there were 5 people late to the pile.
Yep, friend of the show, Adam Bakers. He was just like, there's 5 people. What does that mean? I don't know, Adam, but it didn't mean PlayStation 5. No. What it meant was this was actually the game that they were showing off, Humanity. And right off the bat, I knew this was an Enhanced Games. I knew this was from the creators of Tetris Effect just by the music. The sounds just, bam. If you just gave me the sounds, I would think it's more Tetris Effect. So immediately knowing my attachment to Tetris Effect and how much I loved it last year and continue to play it this year, I'm on board. So it's a yay. But what I saw was weird, and kind of if you're not in the know, if you didn't love Tetris Effect or you don't know these guys' work, I get why this would be maybe a poor start. What about you? What did you feel?
I'm also a yay. Yes, it's weird. Don't know how it plays, but it kind of looks like it might be a puzzle thing, which I'm totally down for. And you say like, oh no, it didn't really have to do with PS5. The date did say 2020, and I do think those 5 people that are late are like, maybe this is a launch PS5 thing.
Ooh.
Kind of like a Resogun, like downloadable thing to play. When
it did give me Resogun vibes.
Yeah,
and
so
they talk about like life being a simulation and stuff. Like there's like a thesis paper on the blog,
and honestly,
that you can get, and it's dope.
the tech probably of having all those things on screen at the same time.
Yeah,
it looked super smooth, and it looked like maybe a next gen type of power from a power standpoint. I know that probably is crazy. It's just these little humans. But
there's a lot of
there were a lot.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people on there, so I could see it being a launch on PS5.
All right, I'm down for it. So it's so far we got one yay.
Yeah.
One solid yay. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. Kyle,
Yeah.
what's the next thing?
The next thing we got in this state of play was a Call of Duty Modern Warfare campaign trailer. Joe, what you think about it?
Man, so I didn't expect this. I'm on board with Modern Warfare. I got to play the beta with Luke Lore. Crossplay. And there was a little problem with the matchmaking. It's not just like flipping a switch, but overall, I like it. It gives me the Modern Warfare vibes. Seeing this trailer, now understanding where the story's going, with the child soldier that we see in the trailer. So she is an important, integral part of the story. I'm interested, man. This gets me in. I understand there's a lot of controversy around it, and if you're not okay with some things that are in it, I get it. And if you are, that's fine. For me, I'm on board. I'm interested. So yeah, it was a yay for me.
Yeah, I'm actually going to agree with you. It's a yay for me. I will probably never touch multiplayer because I'm real bad at it. But
dude, same here. It was really rough. We were getting destroyed.
This campaign though trailer intrigued the hell out of me.
Yeah.
It felt like I realized most Call of Duty stories are kind of the same thing, but this kind of felt next level to me.
It felt different.
The performances really is what really got me, and I know this is stupid to say so late into like this generation of gaming. But man, that looked beautiful. Yeah. That was one of the best looking games I've seen since like God of War and
now I'll hold you there and say that the beta, the environments look kind of rough. But let's see what the story will offer.
That's fair.
Yeah. But cool, 2 solid yays so far. So far so good. Let's talk about the next game though.
Watam finally tips its hat on PS4 this December. It feels like an eternity since we first saw Watam, but it's finally coming to PS4. A colorful, whimsical new trailer for the Annapurna interactive title reveals a December release date for the cutesy adventure. So, Katamari Crew, Joe, what do you think?
Yeah, no, this is a nope.
This is a no?
This is a no, dude. I'm
all right.
Nah. What? Are you a yay on this? Because I see Katamari. It's not my game. It seems and looks like an acid trip. There's something about those games that, like, when I look at them, I kind of freak out. I'm like, oh, I don't like this. I don't know. What are you on board?
I'm not a full yay. What I am though is kind of in the middle. I'll say meh.
Okay,
I'm gaming the system here. The reason why I'm a little in between, no, just because like there's so many games this fall that I'll probably be playing before this. Right. But yes, because I love when PlayStation gets weird. I love weird PlayStation, and this is weird, pretty weird. And just like from my niece's standpoint, I feel like they would love this game.
Yeah, see, it just to me it's gonna give me nightmares. I don't know what it is.
Sure,
God, but it
freaks
me out.
I just thought it was funny. There was a toilet and it flushed poop. That was.
There you go, Adam.
Okay,
I hope you're
weird
happy.
PlayStation. There you go.
Let's get to the next game because I actually talked about this when we talked about the games that we would want to make.
Sure.
This seems right up there, so let's go for it.
Catch the feels with Arise, the simple story on PS4. It promises an emotional roller coaster through limbo. Effectively, the plot begins with you burned on a funeral pyre, and from there you must relive your life. That means you'll experience both highs and lows as you revive memories both happy and sad. Quote, in Arise, you never know what's around the corner. You enjoy the good times to the fullest, knowing they might not last, and endure the hardships working to turn them around. To put it simply, that's just life, right? Beautiful and scary at the same time, end quote. The PS blog explains.
Beyond beautiful.
Yeah.
Soundtrack gave me Journey vibe. The game gave me Journey vibes meets Vikings. Sure. This is a story about you're dead. They are burning you. It's a Viking funeral. And you are in limbo as you traverse and see the memories, both good and bad, and the things that are in between. This is why State of Play exists. This was a 100% yay for me. Awesome. Yeah. I need this game ASAP.
Yeah, I'm also a yay. It looks beautiful. It sounds beautiful. Yeah, I'm excited. I think because we watched it together when I came home from work. And I was like, ooh, this looks like Fern Gully of the game because he's like riding a flower and stuff. Just like the environments are super cool.
Yeah.
And hearing more about what this game is about, yeah, this sounds like a me kind of game. I'll make sure I'll have some tissues nearby, so I'll probably cry, but yeah. So it's awesome.
Let's get to the next one.
LA Noire, the VR case files, is out for PSVR right now. LA Noire, the VR case files, has been confirmed for PSVR release. Better yet, it's actually out right now on the PS Store following the State of Play announcement. Originally released alongside the PC release of the 2017 remaster of one of Rockstar's finest, this VR spin-off rebuilds 7 existing cases with new layers of immersion.
No.
Joe?
No. Just stop. Why are we remastering this game? Give me a GTA VR. You know what I mean? Like, this is not the... I get it. LA Noire, it makes more sense because of the whole facial recognition thing. But, like, that game was so easy to cheese. And when it came out, it just bored me to death. Now, again, it's... The VR twist does add something of intrigue now that I'm saying it out loud. But, man, I didn't like that game at all. So this is a hard no.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also a no.
Yeah. Just...
Like, the facial performance looks great, but everything else is just like, it's very robotic and weird, and I don't feel like revisiting that game either. Yeah. So.
And also in VR, you know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to... It's going to be like a bukkake party every time, you know what I mean?
Oh, no. No, please, God,
I'm going to be playing good cop. I'm going to fake jerky off cop. That's what I always do. I'm a child. What can I say?
Up next on State of Play, PSVR montage introduces upcoming games. Here's a breakdown of everything you got to look forward to. There was Gorn, a gladiatorial simulation with a full physics engine. This seems to be channeling its inner gang beats in the Coliseum. After the Fall, a survival shooter by the makers of Arizona Sunshine. This intense post-apocalyptic affair will take you to the frozen tundra formerly known as Los Angeles, where you'll be able to tackle missions with friends. Stardust Odyssey, a sci-fi game with spacecrafts that look more like ships. This PSVR outing will whisk you away to another world. And then there was also the Space Channel 5 VR game, and there was another spy one that looks super cool, which I need to.
I think it's Arise 1, I believe,
or Aspire 1.
Aspire
I think,
1, yeah. Nathan in the Discord was really interested. I am too. That looked really awesome. But you know what I'm gonna do in all these VR games?
No! Stop it!
If they give me hands and I can clasp them, dude, you know what I'm doing.
I don't get paid enough to do this.
You don't get paid at all. Gorn, though. Gorn was the one that I'm the most interested in.
Yeah.
Looks
Gorn,
really awesome.
I've watched Funhouse play, and it looks super funny. Yeah.
Yeah. And you win me with just gang beasts being in the description. Yeah.
After the Fall was probably the highlight for me. That looked pretty cool.
Yeah.
So is that both yays for this montage?
Yeah, so far we got 4 solid yays. Got no just yays. 1 may, 1 nay, and then 1 solid nay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Medievil PS4 demo launches today on PlayStation Store. Also, I heard somebody's, I think they said Medievil on the State of Play, which threw me off.
Yeah.
I thought it was always Medieval.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird. Yeah. Medieval. Yeah. The short-lived demo is only available until October 7th at 12 a.m. Pacific, so don't miss this chance to relive a piece of Sir Dan's legend. Sir Daniel will be revived in glorious native 4K when this classic PlayStation game, remade from the grave up, launches on October 25th, 2019.
So, last week we were talking about it. We kind of gave our, predictions of what the score was going to be, 6-7 range maybe, because Medieval is so obscure. I really like that they're doing this demo, so I'm giving it a yay. I played the demo, and I'm going to say a nay.
Okay.
Not that it's bad. Not that it's bad. Not that the team didn't work.
Just not for you?
It is definitely what we've seen out of a Crash or a Spyro remakes, right? Where it's it looks pretty. Gameplay is still the same, which means you're still playing a 90s, action platformer. So for me, there wasn't anything that gripped me. I was having fun with it, but nothing that really pulled me. This one for me is wait till it's on sale,
Sure.
Yeah, so
right.
it's yay just that they give players the option.
Yeah, this is a yay for me as well. Not only do we get a demo, so you could try it out. I think it's smart for. Oh, is it Other Ocean? Are they the ones making
Other
the
Ocean.
name?
That's the.
I think it was smart for them because I think they could read the tea leaves and like everyone is not super hyped about it. So why not get people to put their hands on the game and try it out and see if it's for them? Yeah. Plus, you get a piece to use in the real game if you play the demo.
Yeah.
Which is cool. I like that a lot.
Yeah. Let's talk about the next game.
Oh, boy, do I want to. Civilization 6 comes to PS4 November 22nd. Sid Meier, Civilization is a turn-based strategy game where you attempt to build an empire to stand the test of time. The latest entry in the franchise, Civilization 6, offers new ways to engage with your world. Cities now physically expand across the map. Your actions help boost technology and civics research, and competing leaders pursue their own agendas based on their historical traits as you race to achieve victory. That's not all. The expansion bundle that includes both Rise and Fall and Gathering Storm adds a host of additional civilizations and leaders, new gameplay systems and depth, and unique challenges to the Civilization 6 experience. Joe,
dude, I'm so
what do you think? I know you were hyped when this came up.
Adam Gumby writes in. He asks, like you can too, via the PS Trophy Room Twitter. Write us anytime, or the Casa de Bad Bit Discord. He says, my second favorite game announcement, I'm assuming Last of Us first, is Civ 6 being released so soon. Are you guys interested at all? It's a super dope game. Adam Gumby, I'm right there with you. This is a day one buy for me. I love Civ 5. It's one of my favorite games ever. So I didn't get to play Civ 6. Mm-hmm. I'm going to play the crap out of this knowing that it's probably all the bugs are fixed. The expansions built upon it. I'm in. This is awesome. More strategy games on consoles.
Sure. This is a no for me. I've never had any interest in a Civ game. Yeah, it is great. It's fantastic because people like what they like, Joe. Yeah, no, it's just not. It's just I've never tried it. Maybe down the line if this ever comes to PS Plus or PS Now or something like.
Then maybe
I'll try it out.
Yeah.
But it's not like a rush to the store to go pick it up.
All right, but you know what might be the introduction or introducing of the limited edition Death Stranding PS4 Pro bundle.
Yeah.
All right, let me paint you the picture here. It's a white and black console, white on top, black in the middle. It's a PlayStation 4 Pro, so it's a the
like a reverse Oreo.
Yep. And there's handprints on it, just like we saw in the trailer. Mm-hmm. And then we get to the controller. Now, the controller is supposed to represent the BB unit, right? Because it's yellow, and that's the thing encasing it. But because Kojima's such a genius with the last two trailers, with Norman Reedus peeing, it is now referred to as the piss console.
Yeah.
So, Robbie Bobby Miller wrote in. With piss. What's that?
A controller filled with piss.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Robbie Bobby Miller writes in at the last minute, making it to the show, and asks us, last night I accidentally knocked my beer into my Star Wars PS4. RIP. What PS4 bundle do you think I should go with next? Death Stranding is looking like a very sexy console. Wow. Man, so like, this one, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that console, Kyle?
The Death Stranding one?
Yeah.
It honestly, it feels like I can buy a regular PS4 Pro and I'll paint it white and do the handprints myself.
Oh shit!
It's just, it's not. It is what it is, I guess.
Okay.
It's just one of those that just kind of didn't hit with me.
Okay. For me, I like the design of the console. I think it's nice. Mm-hmm. What I'm very much troubled by, that looks like a glossy finish.
Oh yeah.
That's gonna scratch. So I would say, you know what, fam? If you're a big Kojima fan, go out and get it. But I would just go with a regular PlayStation 4 or Pro. Or if you have one laying around like an OG 4, just stay with that console until Last of Us Part 2.
That's what I was going to say.
Because you know it's happening. Like,
for sure.
Yeah, and I'm going to be purchasing it like a dummy.
I mean, the only other ones would be like the Spider-Man's Spider-Man one's gorgeous. That's the one I have.
Yep. Same.
I really like the God of War one as well.
Yep. I have that one too.
So either of those are great ones, but yeah, I think Last of Us. I might even be tempted to buy it just because it's the Last of Us one.
There you go.
Like,
Power PlayStation,
yeah.
my friend. Let's talk about the next.
Yeah.
And what is the last story on the State of Play Roundup?
PlayStation Plus free games for October. The Last of Us Remastered and MLB The Show 19.
MLB The Show 19 came out this March. Kyle, I got a question for you. Do you feel a little burned that like a few months have gone by and now all of a sudden this game's free when you paid X amount of dollars for it, whether it's the 60 or the 100? Are you like burned by that at all?
No, I'm okay with it. Because I'm such a huge fan of the series, I'm okay with. I'm more happy knowing that people can actually go try this out for free and really experience why this is the best PlayStation and not PlayStation, the best baseball game out there, and really the only one.
Yeah.
That should be played. It's really, really fantastic. Please add this to your library. Try it out. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
I will say though that at this part of the show, I don't think we needed a full MLB The Show trailer.
Oh, okay.
I think just the image, the thing
you would have known.
Yeah, sure. Like
Yeah.
I
Because
think
you
we
know
what
what
a
baseball
game
is.
Yeah,
It's not a foreign concept. You know.
No.
Yeah.
So that was like from a not pacing, but just from a presentation standpoint. Not a huge fan of what they did with that, but
cool.
And Last of Us? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Get The Last of Us.
Yeah.
Like,
I think it was on PlayStation Plus before, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes sense with the next announcement. Marcus O'Neill asks, I'm curious if any of the smaller new game announcements from this... Oh, also Afterparty. Afterparty was shown. I knew I was forgetting something. Afterparty looks dope. It's all about out partying Satan, and I'm a yay for that.
Oh, I'm a huge yay. I think out of... Besides The Last of Us, that was my biggest hit. It looks fantastic.
Well, we'll get there. Well, we'll get there, sir.
Okay,
because Marcus O'Neill asks, for the new game announcements from the latest State of Play, like Humanity, Arise, Wadham, or any of the upcoming VR titles, have piqued your interest? Out of all the new titles. So, Afterparty, technically not there, because we've seen Afterparty before, right?
Okay.
The
the brand new stuff.
Yeah. Arise is mine, for sure. It's beautiful. Again, that's a game that I would want to make, and it shows that people way more talented are making it, not me.
Just to be different, because I do agree Arise is beautiful. Yeah. I'm going to say the VR game After the Fall. When that popped up on the screen, I was like, oh, this looks cool.
Yeah.
This looks like a really fleshed out VR experience that looks crazy, and it's got set pieces in it. Yeah, this sounds cool.
Yeah, it looked, from what I saw, man, I was on board. This is why State of Play exists. Like, I heard some people go, yeah, we're going to see Last of Us, but we're definitely going to see games we don't care about. I'm like, that's such a douchey way to put it.
Yeah.
That's such a dick thing to say. This is the point of State of Play, is letting big games like Last of Us showcase these games that we would have overlooked otherwise.
Yeah.
Like, I would not have looked at Arise and given it the time of day if I wasn't forced to watch it going into The Last of Us. It's just like watching a movie trailer before before you're watching, Endgame, right?
And I think it also helps for games like Afterparty, even though we knew it, but seeing that trailer was fantastic. That
trailer actually sold me on the game, because before I was just like, I'm hearing great things, which is like a lot what you get with indie games. It's like, oh yeah, I hear this is great, but you don't touch it. Yeah, I saw it this time.
Yeah, you get to know that Dave Fennoy is voicing Satan, the voice behind Lee in Walking Dead, and millions of other amazing things.
It's awesome.
They didn't say it in this one, but spoiler alert, I also watched Inside at Xbox. Really bored, but I love the Afterparty stuff.
Dude, super boring.
Janina Gavankar is the lead girl in the game, and there's another anime voice. Alana Pierce from Funhouse is in the game. A lot of really fantastic voice actors. Depending on what drink you decide, I don't know if you knew this, Joe. Depending on what drink you choose to drink at each bar, changes the dialogue. You might be more flirty if you pick one drink. You can talk like a pirate if you pick another drink. So it all depends on your choices, and I just love that. It looks amazing.
Yeah, it looks really good. Again,
and I love that State of Play gave it time. Like that's
perfect. Why this thing exists, man. That's why it exists. And then Adam Gumby asks again. Sorry, Kyle.
Oh boy.
I was very hopeful for a Batman announcement. And hurt my own feelings. Thoughts on it not showing up when it seemed like it was a given. If you guys don't know, Batman's 80th birthday, he was in Fortnite, yada, yada, yada. Monolith Studios, WB Montreal, they teased this, Batman signal on a building saying happy birthday or whatever, Batman. And then you saw these symbols just kind of flood the screen for a second and a half. Tease of a Court of Owls game, and said more information soon. We assumed either State of Play or Inside Xbox, and it wasn't there. Do you think that hurt State of Play?
I think it hurt a lot of people's viewings of it because it seemed like a given.
Yeah,
I'm with you, Adam. I had my hopes up. I had my hype all the way up. It was new to me. I'm finding out now that what I found on Twitter was not new to a lot of people, but like I went back and found like one of the producers in WB Montreal, and last October she wore a shirt with the Court of Owls thing on the back.
It's a redacted game,
and just like that hyped me up because the Court of Owls story is the first comic book that I really chose to read because I'm very new to comics still, and I just love how they treated Batman. Like seeing Batman in full fear mode and him scared out of his mind is something that I never thought I would see. Yeah, it's a great story, and seeing the hints at that, yes, I want a new Batman game so bad. So yes, my hype was killed a little bit, but just knowing that there's a Batman game being made is enough for me. I will see it when we'll see it. It's out there now. There's no more guessing.
PS5 or PS4?
PS5.
Okay.
I think this brings up more questions actually. Now that I know that it's WB Games or Montreal.
Yeah.
That Rocksteady can't also make a Batman game. So what is Rocksteady working on?
That is true. What is Rocksteady working on?
Is that the Harry Potter league? Is it a Superman game? Is it a Justice League?
I don't know. I go to school. I pack my lunch.
But don't worry, Adam. We'll see it soon. I feel it in my balls.
Ooh, right there, huh?
Right
there. Where you're a man, by God. Then The Last of Us Part 2 arrives February 21st, 2020. And don't worry, guys. I'm going to read you the trailer beat by beat. Let me set the scene.
Set it, Joe.
Dina and Ellie are smoking a doobie. Also, Yellow 420. But if you don't want to know anything, I didn't really smoke anything. That's just me acting. Scene.
It's fantastic, isn't it?
I'm going to fast forward. I'm in the description. Bam. So you won't get spoiled with the trailer stuff if you're weird like that. Anyway, so Dina goes, "So Ellie, if you had to rate our quick kiss
don't do it with that voice."
What? You don't like my voice? This is just how I talk. Okay? You always do this. Ooh. All right. Dina's like, "So Ellie, if you had to rate our kiss from 1 to 10, what would you rate it?" Or like, whatever. And so like they're just chilling out. They're hanging out, right? They just kiss. They're in love. They're in love. Next, you see scene. It's kind of set in the Rocky Mountains. That's what I'm thinking. It's snow covered. It's giving me Red Dead Redemption 2 vibes, right? It's where the beginning of Red Dead 2 opens up in this hilltop, just snow-covered valley type of situation. And it was giving me that type of vibes. And again, the mountaintop just kind of gave me Colorado vibes, and the fact that they were smoking some dank weed. Ellie,
I don't think there are any laws on that in this universe, so
whatever. Yeah. Listen, you do what you do. I'm not gonna judge. Ellie and Dina are out on patrol. They get separated, so they're riding horses. It seems like it's open world-esque kind of like with Gears 5. So the world is a lot bigger. It's a lot more vast.
They also went out with that other guy from the last trailer.
Yes.
Which I don't know if we have his name, do we?
It kind of seems like he's the patrol, like, lead. I don't know his name. We'll just call him Frank. We hear clickers. Dope. We see clickers. Also dope. They look mummified, Kyle.
Yeah.
They look... Yeah. We see two different types of clickers. A newer clicker, and we see an older clicker. And they're very much overgrown, it seems like.
The cordyceps virus is really taking a toll on them, even more so than what the game was when we played it in the first one.
Yep. Ellie is out in the cold looking for Dina in the middle of a snowstorm. Don't worry, Ellie is wearing a sweater, so that's very important. Ellie goes into a creepy cabin, mistake number 1. Ellie gets jumped by 2 dudes. She gets her ass stomped on, and you're thinking what I'm thinking. I hope they don't go there. I really don't. Ellie screams, please stop. You hear a gunshot. Ellie is now out for blood. We can assume Dina is shot, but we don't know because it's all framed, so they could fool us. Tommy is warning Ellie, Ellie, don't get into this. You don't know how big that group is, by God. And she's just like, okay, that's not how he talks, but whatever. It's close enough. Pretty much.
I was going to say, that's pretty good. And then you ended the by God. I was like, nope, I'm taking it back.
So, so she's going after him. She's doing a whole lot of revenge killing, visceral combat. We saw a person just get eviscerated. I'm talking about like explosion, pink mist shit. Right? You see a guy get shot with a shotgun, blood spews everywhere. You see Ellie just hack a guy with a hatchet, cut a bitch with a knife. Ellie's
a rabid dog.
A rabid dog,
which is new.
Which I'm not gonna like that at all.
Yeah.
Ellie says, "You can't stop this." Ellie gets creeped up on. Next scene, hand on her mouth. She turns because the hand lets go. It's Joel.
Goosebumps.
Now, Kyle, before I talk about this scene,
you
think I'd let you do this on your own?
Oh, Joe.
Let's talk about what that trailer did.
It did a lot. It did a lot of things. I don't even know where to start. So I liked how Naughty Dog framed it, where it looks like Dina got shot, and that is the reason why Ellie is going out, and this is going back to the reveal of part 2 of her. I'm gonna find and I'm gonna kill every last one of them. Has this all been up to Dina up to this point?
Yeah.
I have other ideas, but I don't know if I want to put it out here on the show.
Sure.
But like the end scene of when Ellie is there, it looks like there's patrols going by in the background, and you just see the hand, and she's like freaks out at first, but then
you see her eyes,
the visuals, the eyes come to a realization like, what?
I know this person.
Yeah, I know this person, and she turns around and she goes, "What are you doing here?" And then they show Joel, which that's what I wanted. Did not think they were going to, honestly. Yeah. Just because of the whole rumors, is he dead? Is he alive? Blah, 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 blah. What a great trailer, man.
Amazing.
Amazing.
So, fantastic. And I've seen some people going, don't tell me anything about this trailer. I'm going media dark. Yeah. You're the worst person. I'm going to just say it, okay? Half the times, the trailers aren't even showing you what's in the movie. It's all misdirections. You're not being spoiled. And if you are being spoiled, then you know the movie's bad because they're selling you on the whole movie. It's all about misdirects. But I will say this about the Last of Us trailers that we've seen, because we've been at the point where we're just like, just show us when you're ready. Stop showing us.
Sure.
You're doing yourself a disservice if you're not watching these trailers, because the story that it's pushing is kind of like a contained, here's what it's all about. Here's act 1 of what it's about. Here's act 2. Here's act 3 in a very personalized way. This trailer starts off at the end of the first trailer. Those two make sense together in such a cohesive way. The only trailer that doesn't make sense is the lady that's being hung.
which is, I think, super interesting because that's the only time we've seen those characters.
Yeah.
And it's not like the throwaway characters because Naughty Dog gave them names.
Yeah.
At PSX, they had them on. I believe they were there and talking about they had the voice actors there on stage, so they obviously have a big role. But that's the only time we ever see those characters. Is in that one trailer. Mm-hmm. There's a lot to this game that we have no idea about.
Yeah. So like, I just want to also say, I was thinking about this as well. This is the power of PlayStation, right? This game is so powerful, is so potent. When you think about it, this game's technically only had 2 games, right? One of them being a remaster, and the internet stops for it.
Yeah.
The internet just stops and looks and watches on. That's the power of the PlayStation publishing arm at this very point in time.
Yeah.
That, man, this game is going to sell like wildfire. I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know the expression to use.
I mean, I feel like every PlayStation owner, I mean, it's got to buy it, and just think about all the PlayStation 4s out there in the wild.
Yeah, this thing's gonna sell like Spider-Man. You know, I don't think it's gonna outpay Spider-Man because Spider-Man's Spider-Man, but like it's
and
gonna
plus like with the rating. It is going to be a mature rated game.
Yeah. So with that, though, famous Seamus, the most dignified Seamus I've ever met in my entire life, asks us this via the Casa de Bad Bit Discord and says, I've seen a lot of people point out that The Last of Us 2 appears to be using tropes of quote-unquote bury the gay trope, where a character who is part of the LGBTQ plus community is killed. Apparently, to a lot of film/TV makers, gay people can't be happy, or fridging, where a female character is killed /injured etc. to motivate the main character in relation to Ellie's girlfriend. If these tropes do appear in the game, will it dampen your enjoyment of the game? This is a really good one.
Great question.
Amazing question. A hard question as well, because
for sure
I was talking to Caitlin over at Uppercut back with People Play Games about this. I'd never heard these terms until then. So walking in, I don't know these, and I'm not accustomed to the vernacular used, the vocabulary used, I guess. So what are your thoughts on this? Because I got some, but I want to hear what you think.
Got some?
Yeah.
I don't, like you said, this is the first time I really have learned of these terms and these tropes. I honestly don't think it will dampen my enjoyment. Just because, like, thinking back at the first game and the DLC, that was such a great story of Ellie finding love with Riley, and Riley dies, and at the end of that one, she gets bit. So I really don't. Oh, sorry. Not really though. I don't think it will dampen my enjoyment. I'm sorry if this will be a bummer to those of you, but I just don't think it's purposeful. I think you
need motivation, right?
Yeah, like if this doesn't happen to Ellie, like this is Ellie's story. The first one was really Joel, with Ellie really coming into her own.
Yep.
So like you said, she needs motivation, and what other motivation in this fucked up world is really gonna really push her to make a game that Naughty Dog and Neil Druckmann has said it's about hate. The first one was kind of about love. This one's about hate, and what better way to really hit that home with another person that she loves is apparently gone. Yeah.
You need motivation in a video game, or just in storytelling in general, right? So like, you have to ask yourself as the writer, who do I kill to make her go after in revenge? What drives you? And it's been of love, right? Love can make people do crazy things. Now, do you kill Joel because they have a father-daughter vibe? No, you kill the person that truly gives her hope, and that would be that significant other, right? Like, I'd kill anybody harm my mama. But I'll tell you this, if anybody touched a hand on my partner, I'll probably I'll cut a bitch.
Yeah.
For sure.
100%.
It was Joel doing, what would you do for your daughter? If you can do it again, right? What would you do differently? That is the story of The Last of Us, part 1. Part 2 is now, what if that the love of your life is taken from you? How do you exact revenge from that? So that doesn't bother me that a gay character is been killed, because it is part of that other character's arc, right?
Sure.
So like with the whole thing of like bury your gays, gay people can't be happy in cinema or TV. Nobody's happy in The Last of Us. So like whether you're gay or straight, everybody's just surviving. When it comes to, again, like killing her girlfriend, she needs the motivation. So that's how you do it. If it's done correctly and in a smart way, I don't think any of us are going to have a problem with it. Because The Last of Us is a hard-hitting game, man.
And then once again, we're just assuming that Dina is the one that gets shot in that scene.
Yeah. It
could be Joel for all we know. Like it's.
Now the next story here is not what I put in the notes. It is the special editions.
Yeah.
And this fact that this game will have 2 discs. Kyle, would you like to read this for us?
According to the features section of a Best Buy product listing, The Last of Us Part 2 will launch with 2 discs, similar to Red Dead Redemption 2 before it. As such, fans should expect a pretty hefty download size, probably something around the 100 gigabyte mark, give or take.
Would you like to read what Marcus...
Absolutely. Yeah. Marcus O'Neill writes in, like you can, at Casa de Badbit on Discord, or on the tweet when we tweet out we're recording the show for questions, at PS Trophy Room on Twitter. I wonder what you make of Neil Druckmann's comment that The Last of Us 2 would be the longest game Naughty Dog has ever made. I must admit this gives me a bit of pause, as I worry it could overstay its welcome. What would be the sweet spot in terms of its length for you?
Whatever the length it needs.
Yeah.
I don't want it to overstay its welcome. I don't want it to feel like it's too short. But what I want is the focus, because Red Dead Redemption 2, huge game, 2 discs, story was over 60 hours, and I really felt like you could cut 30 of those hours out.
Sure.
So however long this game needs, just don't give me that filler though. That's really
absolutely.
It, yeah.
I'm with you. As long as it takes to tell this story. Yeah. Because you got to think, The Last of Us 1 was a really well self-contained story in its own right. Yep. We don't need a 2 at all.
Yeah.
And I think Neil has even said in the past, the only way they would make a 2 is if he felt there was a story to tell.
Yeah.
And he feels strongly that there's a story, and I'm happy with however long it is, because that story is fantastic. Oh boy, Joe, don't do that.
Sorry. And then from the same story.
Yeah. Naughty Dog's upcoming title will release with 3 special editions, in addition to the standard version. The Ellie edition counts as the most expensive of the bunch, costing $230. It comes with the following: a steelbook including the full game, 12-inch Ellie statue, a 48-page mini art book from Dark Horse, Ellie's backpack, Ellie's bracelet, a logo patch, a lithograph art print and thank you letter, 7-inch vinyl record, a set of 5 stickers, a set of 6 enamel pins, PS4 dynamic theme, digital, set of 6 PSN avatars, also digital, a digital soundtrack, and a digital mini art book. It's a lot of stuff. Also, we both pre-ordered that without even seeing all that stuff.
Yep. We're sad.
It was very sad, but you know what? Seeing that it's pretty much sold out and it's really hard to come by at this point, I'm very happy with that. Okay. The collector's edition is cheaper, priced at $170. Packaged within it is everything in the Ellie edition, minus Ellie's backpack, logo patch, and 7-inch vinyl record. Finally, the special edition, which costs only $80, only includes the steelbook and art book as special items. The latter's digital extras only feature the PS4 dynamic theme and 6 PSN avatars.
They're sold out everywhere. Yeah. It's sold out on Best Buy. It's sold out on Amazon in 20 minutes, Kyle.
So here's what I did, Joe.
What's that?
Here's what I did.
Tell me.
I've heard horror stories with Best Buy canceling pre-orders.
Yes.
And I was really, really worried about this. So I kept bothering GameStop. I was like, GameStop, when is it going up? Because I want to pre-order in the store just because I know with GameStop, it charges you immediately.
Yes.
And I like to pay as I go. And they were like, yeah, it's online only, whatever. So what I ended up doing was I pre-ordered the other collector's edition just so I'm safe, because my biggest gaming regret when it comes to buying games is not getting The Last of Us mega post-pandemic edition with the statue. That is my biggest regret. That is the only statue that I want so badly and need, and I'm not making the mistake again because I need Ellie up there with all the other first-party Sony stuff.
So, yes, I did the same thing. Check your credit card, though, because Best Buy, it could be pending. So check.
That's fine. I have space for that.
Okay,
so
okay. I checked it. I was surprised. I was alarmed even.
Okay.
Now, with that said, Best Buy has a thing with pre-orders as well. I wasn't able to get it on Amazon, but I did the give me my email thing, give them my email, whatever, just like Hillary. And then what I did for safety was I was still able to pre-order the $60 edition on Amazon. And since you don't have to pay up front, I was like, cool. But Amazon's also known to do that.
Yeah. So
did Joseph run over to GameStop and do the same thing you did, drop $50 on it? Absolutely.
Yeah. We're not making that mistake.
No, I'm not. I pre-ordered it. A game so nice, I pre-ordered it thrice, guys.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, we're hyped. At the end of the day, looking at the state of play, there's 6 solid yays from us. 1 yay, 1 may, 2 nay, and 1 solid nay. So at the end of the day, Kyle, what did you think? If you had to give a number score on this state of play, with and without Last of Us, where would you put this?
With Last of Us and without Last of Us? Is that what the question is?
Yeah,
so 2 different scores.
Yeah.
With The Last of Us, a 9. Because that trailer really bumped everything up. And that's not to take away from Afterparty and all the other stuff. Without The Last of Us being the bookend at the end, I would give this a 6.
Okay.
There's some solid stuff in there, but I wanted it to be a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Or even just have a couple more heavy hitters in there.
Yeah. I put a Twitter poll out on Mr. Badbit. And I, from a scale of love it to hate it, 6% hated it. 65% of the vote says it needs work. It was all right. Then 26%, it's getting better, good, and then 3% loved it. So you see, we're getting better. We're working our way up to the PS5 where we're gonna get all the kinks out of it. People just want the announcements to kind of say, we're giving you 20 minutes of our time. We better be fucking loud. And that's really what it is. So I think when they have the announcements and the kinks worked out, State of Play is going to be a Nintendo Direct-like event.
The future of State of Play is super bright.
Yeah. With that, Kyle, let's get to our Flash news. Holy crap, super late into the show, so let's make this super flashy.
You got it.
Kyle, what's the first bit? This was, I put just for you.
Oh, Mike McWhorter over at Polygon writes, Final Fantasy VII remakes Final Fantasy VII's box art. Square Enix is sticky with tradition when it comes to Final Fantasy VII Remake's box art. The publisher revealed the Final Fantasy VII Remake packaging art on Tuesday, which will no doubt inspire pangs of nostalgia in players. Here's a full look at Cloud facing down Shinra headquarters in the city of Midgar, just as he did in the 97 original for PlayStation.
All right.
I have thoughts.
Go for it. Give me your thoughts, dude. Everybody was loving it.
Yeah, I love that it's a throwback to the original. I am a little disturbed that there is no part 1. It still says full Final Fantasy VII Remake, which I find odd.
It may be misleading, right?
I still think it's going to be a full game, 20 plus hours of stuff in there, but it's just misleading from a marketing standpoint, I guess.
Sure.
Also, another game that has 2 discs. This is a 2-disc game as well.
All right,
Which
dude,
was
I'm on
also
board.
part of that. Yeah,
I'm on board.
well.
I love the cover, by the way. I did. I'm not even
cover's great.
nostalgic. It's just it is a thing that is a staple in video games, right? That
It's
picture.
Cloud. It's Cloud facing down the city, Midgar and Shinra. It is like classic guy against the evil company.
Yeah,
It's fantastic.
it's Bernie Sanders over there with a big giant sword. The sword's too big. It's unwieldy. Okay, I'm done. I'd give a sword to everybody.
Everybody gets a sword. Brianna Reeves over at PS Lifestyle writes, this happened today, actually.
Yeah.
You can now buy PS4's games and accessories directly from PlayStation. Consumers can now purchase PS4 consoles, accessories, and games straight from the PlayStation's online storefront. The new buying options have been implemented on PlayStation.com with a range of items already available to purchase exclusively in the United States. Currently, there's no word on if and when the store will offer the same purchasing options in other territories around the globe.
Okay. So I was thinking about this. This is actually like a lot of people are freaking out. They're like, "Oh, this is the death nail of GameStop." Xbox does this, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Nintendo does it as well. Sure. So this isn't like a new thing. This is just Sony kind of catching up. But do you think that this will be the future of how we purchase consoles in the future, where it's like the Apple approach, right? You go to their website, you pre-order the iPhone there, they mail it to your house, right? Do you think that that is where game hardware is heading?
Yeah, I could see that for sure. It kind of makes sense in a way. Mm-hmm. You get it straight from them. I think this is cool. I think the appeal of maybe getting special editions of consoles strictly through there is pretty cool as well. Maybe even like a customizing thing in the future. Who knows? That'd be fantastic.
Yeah. Give me that what Xbox has, right? The custom controller, like what was it, like something Labs? Give me that, dude.
Absolutely.
But for DualShock, because it's better.
And like they say they're selling physical games. There's only a list, I think, of 15 on there.
Yeah.
And it's all the first party stuff. So until like it's a full list of physical stuff that you can buy if you want to
worry about.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. So again, cool. I don't think this is as big as what everybody's making it out to be, but sure, I'll put it in the title for SEO's sake. Kyle, what is the last?
There's one thing in there that I thought was cool.
What's that?
If you're PS Plus member, it acts like Amazon Prime, so you get free 1-day shipping on your stuff as well.
Oh, that's awesome. Will that work for like gear stuff? Probably not.
I don't think so. I think it's just for the systems and controllers and.
Well, that's dope. Else. That is a cool little plus. Kyle, let's get to the last goober on the list.
Owen S. Good over at Polygon writes, Call of Duty's year-long PS4 exclusive mode angers players. Dev responds. 1 week ago, Activision and Infinity Ward said most post-release content for Call of Duty Modern Warfare would launch simultaneously, but that PlayStation 4 players would get an exciting day one advantage. We now know that the term most excludes the game's Spec Ops survival mode, and day one advantage means PlayStation 4 players get that exclusive for a full year. As one might expect, PC and Xbox One players are peeved about this, even more than usual due to Modern Warfare's support for cross-platform play. The news came during Tuesday's State of Play showcase for PlayStation with the year-long exclusive until October 1st, 2020. Both asterisked and fine printed. Call of Duty subreddit, as would be expected, blew up at the revelation. Quote, a new COD game will be releasing when this is out on Xbox and PC. WTF, wrote one massively upvoted poster. Quote, I'm almost certain this was part of Activision's deal with Sony to have cross-platform play in Modern Warfare, replied another. Speaking for the suspicions of many. Another one, quote, this is just horrible and I'm on PS4, quote, said another Redditor. On Twitter yesterday afternoon, Infinity Ward's narrative director, Taylor Kurosaki, stressed that this only applies to the Spec Ops survival mode, and importantly, that's not the full Spec Ops mode, it's just one type of game within it. Kurosaki said the decision to hold out Spec Ops Survival was the decision, quote, above all of our pay grades, end quote.
This sucks. We're PlayStation people. This is awful.
Sure.
You don't sound outraged. Where's the fire in your belly, sir?
Where's the fire in my belly?
Right.
From years of working at GameStop, seeing how early Xbox owners got these maps for multiplayer.
By God,
months in advance.
That's not the point, Kyle.
It doesn't matter. It is the point.
We're living in a
part
crossplay future, sir.
Like they said, it's only one thing in that mode.
You're a heartless son of a bitch.
It's a whole lot of, we got to do this a whole lot back in the day, and now that we're on the other side, boo-hoo. Like, I'm mad. I don't know.
Oh man,
I don't see a big deal about this. I'm sorry if that is a shock, but oh well.
Don't worry, people. I'm as disappointed in Kyle as you are. I hate this. Look, I don't care what the exclusive was back in the day. I think it was only 3 months. It wasn't like a year.
No, it was 6.
It was 6?
I remember that very clearly. Some of the maps.
I think it was 6, and then they lowered it to 3, I think.
Once it got the later editions, probably, yeah.
Yeah. So, here's the thing. I don't like this decision, but I do like how the devs came out and kind of just was just like, this is above our pay grades. Like, pretty much saying, this isn't our fault. The person to yell at is Activision for making this deal with Sony.
Sure.
I don't like this because we're getting so close to the crossplay future where I want to play with my Xbox friends, but I don't want to play on my Xbox, right? Like I was playing the crossplay thing with Luke Lore this week, and I was enjoying my time. But seeing this game being kind of pushed up with the whole kumbaya of crossplay, and then to see this bums me out. And not to mention that, like, this is one of our fears as gamers where we're getting bits and pieces of game taken out and trying to be dangled like a carrot on a stick for gamers to go on to another side, kind of like a pre-order incentive. That's dangerous to me. And so, like, to me, I'm like, yeah, there's going to be one day where the shoe's on the other foot and there's more Xbox players and they're going to have their renaissance and we're going to be the bottom dwellers for a little bit. We're going to get hurt the same way. This kind of reminds me of the Tomb Raider situation.
Absolutely. That's kind of why I'm a little bit heartless, because you got Tomb Raider a full year before I could play it, and by that point, it fell super behind on my backlog because I had other things to play at that time.
How dare you, sir? With that, yeah, that's all I gotta say on the matter.
Yeah.
I think it sucks. I think it's stupid. But you know what, Kyle?
What's up?
I got a question for you.
What's your question?
Are you holding on to anything?
Yep.
Okay, good. Prepare the drop. Each and every week, PlayStation drops the latest and greatest in all things games onto the PlayStation storefront. The only problem is that there are way too many awesome games to name. So me and my co-host Kyle pick one really awesome game to talk about on the show. Joe's pick, Jedi Knight 2, Outcast. Kyle Katarn's classic adventure comes to the PlayStation for the very first time. Experience the legendary single-player epic with modernized controls and trophies. Test your skill in 24 single-player missions, 4 epic boss fights, and 1 unforgettable cantina. I lost my virginity at that cantina to a girl named Tina. She broke my heart for a Twi'lek. I'll never forget that night. Come back, Tina. Come back.
I want to listen to that audiobook. That sounds great.
Boop, 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 boop. Yeah, what was your pick, sir?
I am going to recuse myself from this week. Nothing really jumped out to me.
What?
It was slim pickings. I think you picked the one that I was also going to maybe highlight.
Really?
Yeah. I think also I'm knees deep in Borderlands 2 or 3, and there's a lot of other really cool things to be playing.
You're telling me Contra Rogue Corps is not doing it for you?
No. You know what? Here's my pick. You ready?
Yeah.
Go buy Control.
Ooh.
Go buy Control. Please,
you
for
know
the love
what?
of God, go buy Control.
I'll support it.
Yeah.
Search 2 looks dope. Okay. On to Andrew House's snail mail. Now, you know, each and every week we remind you, we put it in parts of the show. It's amazing when you guys write in with your questions via the Kasha Day Bad Bit Discord, or you send us our questions at PS Trophy Room on Twitter, Or you could send your mail to Andrew's house. I'll fly over, swim over if I have to, and I'll steal his mail each and every week. I do this. You think I'd be in the fit? No. I carb load too much. So with that, we got 2 writers this week. Adam Gumby gave us 3 really good questions. Yeah. I just had to put them all in. So Adam Gumby writes, yet again, my favorite exclusive getting no mention is Ghost of Tsushima. Do you feel like it may be a PlayStation 5 game now, or maybe a 4 and 5? I think we may have talked about this last week. I don't know, but I think it's a 4 and 5. I think
it might be a 4 and 5.
Yeah,
cross generation type thing.
It looks so dope, and I'm with you as well. So
yeah. It looks awesome. I just don't know. I can imagine the next state of play might be the next update on it, whenever that might be.
Sure.
And maybe that's the summer game. Maybe that's the May game.
It's gonna be May. All right. Bobo Hotep writes in. Okay, it's been a busy ass day, so here's my question. What does The Last of Us Part Uno mean to you? Meaning how you felt going in and during and coming out of it for the first time. I think Bobo, he's playing it for the first time, if I'm not mistaken. I think.
Oh, that's cool.
On his Twitch, twitch.tv/BoboHotep. Go over there, check him out. He's a good man. Yeah, what does The Last of Us mean to you, Kyle?
It means a lot. Obviously, that was when I first found Podcast Beyond, and where I really found my love for podcasts, and they were kind of talking around this. And just knowing that it was from the same people that made Uncharted, which is one of my favorite gaming franchises ever. So I was super excited to play it, and obviously the E3 demos are some of the most iconic ones, where Bruce Straley just dropped the controller after playing it at E3 when it first was shown. It means a lot to me, and I'll never forget playing through that first beginning, and just how it hurts you. It hurts you so bad, and it's like, oh, it's this kind of game going forward, and just the storytelling, the performances, Troy Baker and Ashley Johnson as Joel and Ellie, absolutely crushing that relationship, and just all the side characters that come in. It means a lot. It is a reason why it's one of my favorite games of all time.
Yeah.
It's a reason why I said earlier that game did not need a sequel at all, but I'm very happy to finally be back with these characters again in a new way, and Last of Us is special, man. Yeah. It's super special.
Last of Us Part 1 is a journey of a game, man. It's the reason why I'm a PlayStation gamer today.
For sure.
I came in with Uncharted 2 in the PlayStation realm, and I fell in love with that game, and I started going back and playing any type of PlayStation exclusive I could, and then I kind of stopped for a while, built a PC. I was PC Master Race. I'm a dork. And Last of Us came out, and I was hyped for it. I remember purchasing it. I remember walking up to my house, looking at this cover, and just like, this is... Whew, it was an event. It was right before E3 too. And that opening was unlike anything I played prior. Nothing came close to it. And every time people are like, oh, video games are dumb, I'm like, you got 20 minutes?
Yeah, exactly.
I showed my father and his brother when they're like, oh, video games for kids in broken English. And I'm like, you got 20 minutes? I'll put this on. And they were just like, this is a video game? And I'm like, this is a video game. Absolutely. This is more than that. This is art, man. All video games are art. But that's what The Last of Us means to me. And it is the beginning of this kickoff that we see PlayStation's publishing brand start really pumping out. I feel like it clicked of oh, this is what gamers want. And them trying to not match it, but produce games like this. And yeah, to me, Last of Us is kind of like the reason why PlayStation is just what we know it as. They allowed Naughty Dog to do something weird, to do something different, and seeing that pay off.
They could have very well have said, no, go make another Uncharted game.
Yeah.
But they trusted them and they let them do that. And I think if it wasn't for that decision, we wouldn't have gotten this God of War reboot last year. We wouldn't have gotten, a game like Horizon, the previously Killzone people making a huge brand new IP. It is special, not just from us from a personal standpoint, but just from gaming in general. It is a landmark game. It is Hall of Fame, one of the greatest.
Yeah. So that's what I think is just, it shows that Sony, that's one of the issues that I have with Microsoft, where they kind of just like, you're the Xbox team, you're the Gears team, you're the Forza team. This is what you make. And though like there are some good stewards like the Coalition that make Gears 5, it's amazing. But then like you see kind of like their other franchises meander because you're a this developer. And I want to see that diversity, and that's what we see in PlayStation. Sure, their games are open world, post-apocalyptic, whatever, that bullshit. But like that's the games those studios are making, and that's the freedom that Sony gives. So, with that said, that has been the Trophy Room. Kyle, what would you like to plug before we get on out of here?
As always, I like to plug myself, WhoDatNinja73 on Twitter and on PSN. My show all about the kind of funny community, Best Friends Talk Funny. You can find on Twitter at BFS Talk Funny and wherever you listen to podcast services. Just had a fantastic episode go up this week with Prince Jackson over at Good Night Life. Really great conversation there. We talk about panic attacks and just mental health, really in-depth stuff, which is super important. And also next week I have Cam Koenig, who was on our show a couple weeks ago, coming out. So go give that a listen. And kind of NYC. New York Comic Con is next week, which is crazy. We have a whole bunch of community stuff. If you're in New York, go to kindanyc.com to find all of the cool events that we've got planned. And I think that's it. Oh, and Dollar Slice Podcast at Dollar Slice Pod.
There you go. You always forgot.
I'm marrying Mike and Kelsey, which is crazy.
Awesome. So awesome. And you can find me and this podcast over at youtube.com, not /badbitgames, but look it up, Badbit Games, where we talk about all things video games, not just PlayStation. I did a little breakdown of the state of play. I also did a Switch Lite unboxing, which I found was freaking hilarious and I loved. So go check that stuff over there at Badbit Games. You could check this podcast out on iTunes, on Google Podcasts, on Spotify, SoundCloud, wherever there's an RSS feed. Now Pocket Casts, it's a free app. Download it. It's great. Go over there. Please rate us 5 stars, thumbs up, whatever you can do. It helps us out, grows this big, beautiful community here with the Trophy Room. So with all that said, with all that out of the way, everybody keep hunting and keep playing PlayStation.